All right. I am back. I don't know what just happened. If you were watching this live, you see that I made a pretty big mistake. I got a phone call in the middle of it and thought, honestly, maybe something's wrong. Maybe my voice isn't coming through because I was having some difficulties on this end. Maybe my voice isn't coming through. And that's why Anastasia's calling me in the middle of a live video. But the truth is, she lost track of live video time and called me right in the middle of it just for something totally different. So everything's fine. Um, but actually, it plays into what I just have been talking about for the past few days, which is humanness. Be more human. Do the videos. You may screw up. I just screwed up pretty big. It's okay. Uh, I am going to let me jump in real quick and tell you something so that you stick around if you're watching now. I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything at the end of this video where you can ask me anything about digital marketing, anything about small businesses, and I will either give you the answer live today or I'll get you an answer, even if that means I need to make an introduction to you to somebody who can answer it for you that is not me, because I don't know everything. I like to think I do. I tell my husband I do. I tell my children I do, but I don't know everything. So today, I want to talk to you first about what we are. Small Business Connections. We are a podcast by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. The whole point of it was, it started during the whole COVID crisis. And the whole point of it was to get my small businesses in front of other people in a way that helped other people, right? I wanted to bring people to you who have gone through struggles, who have made some pivots during this time, who are trying to overcome some obstacles. I wanted to get people in front of you that could help you. And I wanted at the same time to help these small businesses who I'm bringing on. So that I want to continue as this goes forward. But interviewing people 5 days a week was getting to be a bit too much for me. I'm human. Be more human, folks. So I'm human. It's getting to be a little too much for me. So I've decided that I'm going to interview people twice a week. And I think I'm going to give digital marketing tips the other days. So I'm hoping you'll stick around, you'll watch them, you'll ask me questions. I really want to answer your questions. That's important to me. But I also want to give you really valuable takeaway, let's do this now kind of material. So if you have questions at the end, I want you to ask me anything. That is just fundamental to what I'm doing right now. What we've been doing the past few days is a series on being more human. Why is that important? Well, it was important before COVID because marketing has changed. People don't want to be shouted at. They don't want you to tell them what they need to buy. They want to actually relate to you. They want to feel a bond with the people on the other end, and especially for a small business. That has always been true. It remains true. So you need to be more human in your marketing. You have a lot of platforms you can get out on, and yes, you could shout at them, but you don't need to. So we've been talking about the 3 elements of being more human on digital marketing. That starts with transparency. Transparency we talked about, I think, on Tuesday. We talked about transparency on Tuesday. We talked about letting people know what's going on in your business right now. Have you been closed for 8 weeks? Have you had to let your staff off? Have you tried to hire your staff back? I have an agent, retail store that I work with who've tried to hire their staff back, and the staff are refusing to come. They said they don't want to work. They'd rather take the unemployment. The problem with that, by the way, is that I just found this out. If you turn down your job that you've lost, if you turn it down, then you forego your right to unemployment. So please do know that before you turn that down. Anyway, good thing for you to know as a business owner as well. You can let them know that's fine. If you don't want to come back, we understand it, but do know that we have to report that, because you just do. You have to report that because you've probably taken PPP loans and some other things like that. Anyway, first step is transparency. Let them know what you're doing every step of the way, what you're doing. Second step is empathy. We talked about this yesterday. Being empathetic to people on both ends of the spectrum, people who are afraid that they're going to die if they come into your store, and people who totally forget their masks and aren't even thinking this is a big deal. Being empathetic to both of those people, okay? That's really important. Empathy is very important. I'm excited about talking about responsiveness, though. Responsiveness is the final step, and it's something that's really important to us at ASMM. And a few weeks ago, I posted something about one of my clients sent me a video of Jerry Maguire, the end of the movie where he hugs Cuba Gooding Jr. And they, another person, it's like this really tender moment. And this other person says, why don't we have a relationship like that? We built our business on that. They sent me that video because they said, you are the Jerry Maguire of social media marketing. And I know that's true. I know it's true because I care about my clients more than anybody else does. And I've built a team of people who care about you equally. They love you. They love my clients. They love their businesses. And they've been heartbroken to watch some of the things that are happening. So I've built my entire business off of the idea of responsiveness. This morning, I was writing our About You page, and one of the things I wrote in there is that we are never going to go to a ticketed process. You're never going to call us. If that happens, I'm just going to end up having to come, quit this business because we will not do it. We're never going to go to a process where you call, we put in a ticket, and we get back to you as soon as we can. Our process is to get back to you immediately, to help you with the changes you need and get the work rolling for you. Because we know as a small business, you don't have the luxury of planning out 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months in advance. You don't have that luxury. So we want to be responsive and get stuff out for you when you need it. We don't want you to have to wait for us. So that's really important. But I want to talk to you about you. So what are you going to do for responsiveness? What is important? Yes, answer your phone. Oh my gosh, answer your phone, answer your phone, answer your phone. I can say it 300 times and not say it enough. Answer your phone. That is important. But also, responsiveness is in how you say it. So instead of saying, if somebody says, how much is that margarita you sell? Instead of saying, well, it's on the website, say to them, this is how much the margarita is, and these are the flavors we offer. Go a step beyond what they ask. If they say to you, if they ask you a question, instead of saying, hey, call so-and-so, give them the person's phone number. Go a step beyond. Responsiveness goes a long way. I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I got a call from a guy. Gosh, I bet it was October. I got a call from a guy in, I think, October, and he said to me, hey, I want to do your social media marketing package. And I said, okay. He says, so how much does it cost? And I told him, and he says, that's more than what I'm spending right now. And I said, yeah, we do things a little differently. We become you online. So it makes sense that it's a little different than what you're used to. It totally makes sense. We totally get it, but it's what we have to do in order to give you the service that you deserve. And he said, well, it sounds nice, but I just don't think I can afford it. And I said, I totally understand that. I really do. And so he hung up. He calls me about 4 days later and he says, so tell me how much it was again. And what if I add email marketing to that campaign? And I told him, and he says, gosh, yeah, it's just more than I think I can spend. And I'm so sorry. I just, I don't want to waste your time, but I was like, no, I totally understand. These are the things we offer. We're very responsive. We get things out for you. We care about you more. We're always looking for the extra thing. We have, what is it? Unsolicited advice. So AUA, that's what Kurt and Michael over at AbleSpark call it. We have AUA. We give you unsolicited advice, which means we call you and say, hey, we have this great idea for you for a campaign that you're not even thinking of, right? Something you can do in the store that you're not even thinking of, because we go that step further. And he says, yeah, it sounds great, but I still don't think I can afford you. And I said, I totally understand that. I really do. So he hung up. About a week later, he called me and said, hey, I want to hire you. And I said, oh, that's awesome. I said, so tell me what changed your mind. And he says, you answered the phone 3 times in a row. And during this time, I've called GoDaddy. I'm going to throw them under the bus, but I've called GoDaddy several times. I've called them every day since I started calling you. You've answered the call 3 times. They haven't answered the call once. And that was huge. It's so huge for me to see that people really want that responsiveness, and it validates everything we've done. So we have a larger staff than some digital agencies, and we do that because we want to make sure we have people here who can respond to you. People are always surprised by how much we respond, and they shouldn't be, because it's how we built this business. It's what we've built it on, and it will help you to have a similar attitude in what you do, being responsive responsive. So let's see if we've got any comments or questions over here. Yep, AUA is awesome. Thank you, Kurt. Yeah, Kurt and Michael coined that whole thing in our office because I was trying to explain what it is that we do differently. That one of the things we do differently is that little piece of AUA and unsolicited advice. You didn't call me and say, hey, and what kind of event can I have in my place? Who should I connect with? What should I be doing? But we're going to give you that advice anyway. It's part of what we do. So thanks, Kurt. I really appreciate you giving me a name to our unsolicited advice. So I want to go back. So we talked about being more human this week, right? We talked about being more human in order to connect to people. And I want to give you another thing to think about being more human. When you're more human, you are able to connect with people in a different way. You're able to build a relationship. And you cannot build a community without first building one relationship and then building another relationship and then building another. So for me, social media marketing is your way of building those relationships, and you cannot do that without being more human. The steps to it: transparency. You need to be transparent. You need to have empathy, and you need to be responsive. Those are the steps. I'm going to give you a minute. If you have questions, I want you to come in. I want you to ask the questions. Let me know if there's something that I can answer for you that I haven't answered yet. I also want to say something that I think is important. I run this digital marketing agency, and I love clients, I really do. But I also think there are people out there who maybe can't afford a digital agency yet. Maybe they're not even busy enough to be worried about not having the time to do it. So those people, there are things you can do. If you're one of those people, if you own an agency, or not own an agency, you own a small business and you're a solopreneur and you can't hire an agency yet, there are things you can do. And we're going to open a digital oh my gosh, I'm stumbling all over my words today. It makes me more human, right? We're going to open a digital campus, and I'm going to give you some advice there, because I think some of these things you can do on your own until you get too busy and until you get to a place where you need to hire somebody like me or Mojo or Hawk Marketing or any number of small digital agencies. And I say that because it's important. The bigger ones aren't going to take care of you in the same way. They just simply are not. If you're a small business, you should be using a small business because we understand you. All right. So Helen, thank you for being here. Helen, if you have any questions, now is a good time to ask those. But I do want to say, so I was talking about why a small agency is important and why you don't have to necessarily hire an agency to do this. So I want to give you some quick tips while we're waiting for people to ask questions, and maybe they won't. Maybe this is just going to be a slow day for my videos, and that's okay too. But I want to give you some tips. One thing is, if you're a solopreneur, that still means your time is precious. So start with a social media scheduler. Okay, I'm going to do some videos on how to do that, but I suggest the one we use, the one we love. There are a lot of them. We love Zoho Social. We were using Hootsuite. It's okay, but it's got some limitations. We like Zoho Social because it is the only one right now that is allowing you to also post on Google My Business. And Google My Business, we'll do a whole video next week on Google My Business. But Google My Business is the social media platform nobody is talking about. It is the thing you should be using right now. So there are things you can use, and I want you to start with that. Starting next week, we're going to do some videos that are short, that give you some tips, that give you some takeaways that you can say, okay, I'm going to grab this little piece and I'm going to walk away with it. This is bonus material. We're adding it for you so that you can use it. I'm not getting any questions today, and that's okay. It's been a very long 8 weeks here. We've gotten a lot going on. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I also hope you're getting out there a little bit and seeing people. Last night in our neighborhood, we are in a new neighborhood, we had a food truck, and we were supposed to have a neighborhood party, but because of COVID, we didn't. And yet we're all in line for the food truck, and conversations struck. We all started talking, and it was the nicest feeling to be back with people. So I hope you're getting out there some. I hope you can get some face-to-face time with people, even if it's with a mask, even if it's from 6 feet away. I hope you get some face-to-face time, because people matter. Be more human, guys. Be more human in your business and be more human in life right now. It's It's important for all of us. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.